So I was going to make, I think I might still make a video. Well, I'm making a video right now, but I wonder, can y'all guess or use your intuition on what is going to be prepared? So turn the oven to 350. That was 500, girl. Yeah, so this, you're probably just thinking tacos, but wait until you see.
Right up to the side of my mountain, climb until you reach my peak, baby, reach right into the
Usually Morningstar veggie grillers are so like, you know, I enjoy these a lot. I think my faves would have to be the chicken nuggets or the chicken patties. Because, you know, black people like chicken, or African American people like chicken. But there's a lot of people who like chicken. Anyway, I'm having some trouble getting this box open, or this thing open. Hold on, so I can show y'all. So, you know, I'm just. I don't know. Lately, the bags have been like very difficult to open, and I've been having the oven on for like quite a minute. Like, you know, it doesn't take gas stoves that use gas to heat up. It doesn't take them long to heat the inside of a stove. But I'm just having some trouble opening it, and I thought that maybe it was because like my nails have gotten longer, but I don't think it's that, because usually I have to open it like, okay, I think I got somewhere, but I think it ripped the like seal part. Oh my goodness, this is not like, this is not opening. It opened. But that doesn't mean, now Morningstar, that does not mean to try to make it less sealed tight, because I mean the packaging being sealed tight is a good thing, because that means that, you know, it is saved. It is packaged very well, so that I guess any like airborne things is you know, can stay not in the packaging. Also, intuitively, I know that some people may think it's 7:40, so that'll be like 50, take it out at like 54. Yeah, you can tell that I have eaten these for quite a while. I have eaten Morningstar veggies for quite a while. But there are some people who have ideas of plant-based meats not being as healthy as what it seems. And I think that vegan beings, or beings who claim veganism or claim eating plant-based, enjoy the idea of plant-based meats, processed meats, plant-based processed meats are healthier than eating meats made from animals. Yet a vegan or a plant-based eater enjoys eating vegetables, raw fruits and raw vegetables, because that's where we get our source of nutrients from to stay healthy and continue a healthy lifestyle. Now, when I had ate meat from animals recently, I wouldn't say that there was a thought about what would it call thought. There wasn't like this thought about how most vegans who do it for the reasons of not eating animals, they have an experience of just being very upset with themselves over eating meat from animals. I think that with my experience eating meat in prison after eating plant-based outside of prison, so I think that I started my that's the pen rattling. I started my veganism. The salt knocked over. Is that like a I'm not sure what the myth is about, like if salt drops, but it just dropped when I scooted the Taco Bell refried beans to the back. Anyway, source said to just leave that alone. I will say that prior to prison in the year of 2021, for the year of 2020, I was doing a lot of fasting, a lot of plant-based eating. There wasn't meat. There may have been things that were considered vegetarian, like if I didn't know if something was processed and it was vegetarian instead of vegan, then that may have happened. But besides that, the majority of foods were vegan foods, plant-based foods. And so in prison in the year of 2021, I think that Spirit was wanting me to experience being in the now moment, and that meant not I think that prior to prison in 2021 there was a addictive habit with fasting and trying to be perfect when it came to eating plant-based foods and wanting to achieve being like super healthy, like to be able to say, oh, I only eat plant-based foods and I'm a plant-based vegan, is what I was saying at the time. And then all all the while it was also great that I was eating very plant-based at that time too, because there were the Rona was going around, and there were some correctional officers that would come in and not wear masks. But when you are plant-based eating and eating those electric foods, I learned a lot of my information from Dr. Sebi, and I had a cousin that was looking up Dr. Sebi and was telling me about Dr. Sebi in the year of 2020 or 2019 would have been the exact time, because she spoke about how it helped with her eczema, I think, or no, it helped with her. She had it helped with her gallbladder, I think, and so for myself, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2013, and they called something else like an endocrima mass, I think it's called, which is like a growth. And whenever I wanted to cure those things, the drive to be plant-based and be vegan became more, I guess you can use the word prevalent. I'm not sure. That just seems like the right word to use. It just seemed like the thing to do. And so I think that I somewhat created a addictive habit to my eating style. And I seen the number 757. That may be significant. And I also seen 803, which is the area code. When that addictive food habit was created, it was created in a way that just I kind of didn't understand. And now I have realized, after the prison experience, that I can be more accepting of where I am now versus trying to achieve something that is just I wouldn't say it's not humane, because the food habit, the addictive pattern that I created before 2021 was like this fasting for 3 days and then eating something, or and drinking a lot of alkaline water, just alkaline water. Wouldn't want to drink tap water. So when you have an addictive habit of saying, oh, well, I won't eat this if it's this, or I won't eat this if it's that, and then when you're stuck in a place that doesn't have those accommodations like prison, it breaks that pattern. Because being in prison for 4 months in the year of 2021, there weren't many options. So toilet water for the sink, the fountain that they had in prison. And they somewhat thought that I was nonverbal prior to being in prison also. And it also made me continue being nonverbal, because I felt as if those correctional officers weren't they weren't hearing what I was saying. I felt not heard in that experience. Yet you now know that I am speaking, so I am verbal now about these things. But at that time, there was a time of like not drinking a lot of water in prison. And so they then took me to the hospital to see why I at the time looked very weak at that time, because I hadn't been eating the food. I hadn't been drinking a lot of water. The pee was very dark. And so in the hospital, I told them, because she was like, why is he not eating the turkey sandwich? And I said, I'm vegan. And so they were just like, well, what's the difference between vegan and vegetarian? And after that, I just was quiet, because at that time I had been in prison for maybe a month and a half. And so I thought, well, they have their phones and I don't have a phone. Why can't they just look it up? And many people that eat meat, they think vegan and vegetarian is the same thing. So I just kind of wondered why he asked that, but it was something divine about everything that was happening. So I realized that God was wanting me to not be as it was as if God was taking that addictive pattern and crumbling it and just saying, be focused on the now moment. So if there is somebody with, and you probably know that story about Jesus and the fish, and how, I think it's Jesus. I'm not sure, but it's a Bible story where, or Abel or Joseph, somebody, okay, and how Jesus took the fish. We're just going to use Jesus for right now, because many people like to quote Jesus. Jesus took the fish and fed it to like a village, one fish. So, and one fish may be a sign for some of you to not eat it, but here's the thing. After 30 days of not eating something, you realize that when you try to continue that pattern, is not healthy. So what I can say is that to experience the now moment and be happy with where you are in this now moment. So yeah, I think God just took that addictive pattern, because by now, what I also noticed, and I shouldn't, maybe because I'm cooking food, you probably don't want to hear it, so this is just if you're very squeamish with certain things, I'm about to say something that's kind of like, so you can click off if you need to, but I seen 14:30, so yeah. There was a time where after I was eating meat, bologna to be exact, the bologna sandwiches that they were giving, I noticed that there was blood in my stool, or blood and feces, and I think that my body was so used to being able to digest plant-based foods. So when it had to digest something that was just meatier and, outside of the diet that was at that time, then my body reacted to its old ways of being, Crohn's disease. And so what I can say is, though, after that time, there hasn't been a occurrence of that again. So it also was, they say that pork isn't really good for you, and maybe it's not good because of that reasoning. Maybe human bodies, have a more, maybe it's harder for certain humans to digest pork. So, but also there are certain things that probably would help with digestion of pork. So maybe if you have a much more acidic stomach acid, then maybe it would be easier for you to digest pork. I just know for my body, that's how my body reacted to eating the bologna sandwiches. Okay, so yeah, it's also about how your body experiences those experiences. So, yeah. So, now we have the taco shells, and I'm making up something else very special that we're going to talk about later on in the video. So now I am taking the patties and putting them in the blender to make them into a ground beef. And I know some people take different things to make plant-based ground beef, but I usually use the Morningstar veggie patties to do that. And you probably counted that these are 6 patties and the other 2 are in the blender already. So you're probably seeing all those photos of family members and things like that. The ancestors. Not really, like, yeah, they're ancestors, some of them. So yeah. So these come with the shells, and actually it comes with Taco Bell seasoning that like I have right here. But I originally was not going to buy these or purchase these, which in some cases I didn't because it wasn't worth my money. Okay. Yeah. So I think that I'm just going to use I think I'm just going to stick the soft tortilla shells in there, but I'm not sure if these can stay. These can stay in there. So what I am going to do now is stick these back in the oven so that they are soft, like, because the oven is still hot from being on. So now I am going to use a frying pan to make the taco seasoning. And yeah. Also, you're probably wondering, like, because you're seeing that it was like really early this morning. I had cereal. I had cereal in my in the cabinet, but I don't have any almond milk at the moment. So I'm gonna take the ground beef. And let's just see that. And so now we're going to do some cooking and stuff. I was going to make this video very different. I was going to add a lot of extra things to it. But I think that this is the best way to do it either way. So stir to a boil. So yeah, I think now I'm going to come back when I have the ground beef situated. It's just seasoning the mix and stuff. Maybe I'll put that in there. So now I have the water in a separate pot because I'm not sure how the grillers were going to dissolve the water. So I have I have it in a separate pot, and then I have the taco seasoning, and then we're going to add the water in. How taco seasoning absorbs water is, different from ground beef. I actually saw that Tabitha Brown uses she pecan her ground beef. I think maybe I have some family members that would enjoy pecans, but anytime I've eaten a pecan, and I've spoken about this in other videos, is that there's this reaction or this feeling of about to regurgitate. And I ate something after I became vegan that I had pecans in it, and the reaction was very different. I'm sorry that I'm speaking about this while I'm cooking this food, but hopefully the people that click aren't people that have like weak stomachs when it comes to talking about things like that. So, yeah. Yeah, so I just finish this. But what I was speaking about is that when I would eat pecans, thank you, Spirit. Spirit reminded me. There were times that I noticed that there would be like this frog-like feeling in my throat, and the most recent time that I tried something with pecan in it, there was this feeling of like immediately having, well, not immediately, but having to go to the bathroom. Like my body was trying to say, like, get this out. The pecans is what I'm speaking about. And I said weak stomach earlier, but what I meant by saying that is that people who can't digest certain things. So not that you have a weak stomach, because we want to speak health into our bodies, and that means healthy self-talk. So you have a strong stomach, a healthy stomach, a stomach that is able to digest foods properly, great metabolism, and that maybe one of the viewers has a thought about digesting foods and things like that. So I know you're probably wondering, this is refried beans, and I have the taco dinner kit thing there. Keep watching, okay? So I just stick it in a pot. I was about to say a pan, but in a pot at the same time. Cook beans in saucepan or medium low heat until heated thoroughly, occasionally. So yeah, I have green onion, and you're probably thinking about what has green onion in it, but just keep watching. I actually was looking at all of the things that I had, and I'm thinking that maybe I don't have enough ground plant-based beef to cook what I was going to cook. Well, all of the ideas that I had. And I think I meant to also speak about how this is what I mean about being not so judgmental about what you eat. I noticed that there are that light's just bright, like the light within. Hold on, not me. I look short. I look short there. I noticed that I don't have a container. Well, I didn't have a place to stick the ground beef, but now I do, of course. And I was thinking about earlier how I know I'm not the only person that does this when they cook food, and plus I've been the only one that's really been eating plant-based foods with my families. But you just continue to taste the food as you you continue to eat like little pieces of the meat and stuff. And then you notice, like, by the time you get ready to like make your food, like to actually like cook it, you realize that, oh, there's not a lot of the meat to prepare the food with, because you've been nibbling on it while you've been cooking it. Yeah. Kind of one of those people. But now I'm kind of just cleaning the pan because I'm not probably going to, but I'm going to make the cheese and the saucepan or the frying pan. Probably gave away what is being made, but that's just one of the dishes out of the 3 ideas that I had. Also, some green onion, and I haven't forgot about the soft tacos that are in the oven. So maybe I should open up so they can start breathing. Now I'm going to get the cheese, and there's another ingredient that works really well when you're making like a cheese sauce, and I'm going to get that also. Ta-da! This is veggie broth. I made some cabbage the other day, and this is some of the broth that was left over from it. I tend to like to use cabbage broth for some reason. I don't know, it just seems right. So that's what we're going to be using for that. And now we're going to be waiting for the pan to kind of get hot so that the meat products can kind of like not be so hard to wipe off, so we can make the cheese sauce. And this is what we're going to be using for the tacos, because the store that was ordered from, they didn't have like the cheddar slices, they just had the mozzarella slices. But they did have this cheddar slice. Now they didn't have like I said cheddar slices, they didn't have the cheddar shreds. They had the cheddar slices. So yeah, we're gonna use this and some of the mozzarella because I need some of it for something else that's being made. What I have realized is that this cheese melts pretty well to make like cheese sauces and things like that. So it is called Violife cheese, 100% vegan. And same thing for the shreds, mozzarella shreds. So yeah, there are a lot of options that plant-based eaters have now. So if you're thinking about eating plant-based, these are some of the ideas that I've had that are just kind of easier to cook if you are aware of how to cook like ground beef and chicken and things like that. This is somewhat similar things. So I just started pouring some of the veggie broth into the frying pan. So yeah, it definitely smells like cabbage broth. But like I said, it usually melts the best for plant-based cheese. And also, I haven't been eating like that much of the ground beef, okay? There is some still there. Stop playing with a bee. I have a lot of ideas, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put that portion of the video in there, but I might if there is room for it to be there. I also posted on TikTok a similar video and a similar reason why there is 181 notes currently in my phone, and why some of the ideas have just they're stagnant. And I guess I can sort of speak about it, and it's not like oh my goodness, I need to be very thankful or show my gratitude for the new followers that I have. So I'm very grateful for the new followers that I have gained. I guess you can say a little story prior to this YouTube being created, this channel, is that in the past, the social media that I did have, I wasn't able to get into certain Facebook accounts, like the old YouTube account. I know of ways to access those accounts, but I think that it was a divine purpose for me not to be able to access those accounts. So some accounts I'm not able to access, but I think that there's a divine purpose. So there was a new YouTube account made, and although there is also a bigger plan that Spirit has for me, I think that part of allowing others to view you and things like that is to allow certain avenues of access. And YouTube is that avenue that I'm using so that people can gain spiritual enlightenment. Maybe that's a sign that I probably need to slow down while I'm talking. So that people can experience, now I'm just putting some cheese slices in there as it has started to boil. There may be some spiritual things that some people will be able to experience from me that they may not be understanding in other lessons that they're having with other people. But also, when we are all connected to Spirit, we all have that access to connect to it. So, I'm now moving you guys so that you can see. I've been very self-conscious about how my body has been appearing lately, but that was another reason I chose to be eating more plant-based, because what I noticed about eating meat is that my body was seeming to hold the weight and not be able to like release the weight when I was eating a lot of meat. And some of you now, y'all can't even see, but y'all can't even see it right now. But y'all can see, but y'all can't see. Y'all can see the dump right now. But anyway, I think that I just have too much water, too much. So hold on. Let's see if I can pour some of this stuff. So I had to pour some of the, I used the whole thing of sliced cheese, which I was already planning on doing that. I had the slices in there, and I'm going to try not to use like all of this bag. But I have a spoon. So as you can see, we are making like a cheese sauce. I seen like a flicker, like a Oh, it's just probably the light peeking through. And the cheese sauce is kind of turning out very... It's warming up. I don't want to add too much of the... I'm just going to add just a little. Like, just a little. And so... because how much broth I had was just not, it was too much for the little bit of cheese that was had. So anyway, we're going to, I think that probably I'm going to, what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to figure out the best way. The light is just, the light is liked. But I think now I can turn off the cheese and kind of taste it to see that it is I know y'all probably like, you love tasting the food before we into yeah. 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 It may not look as appetizing, but it is good, okay? So I am probably going to plate the food, and then I also have lettuce and tomatoes to make the tacos with. Also, I have sour cream. And what I do have to tell y'all is that this sour cream is by Kite Hill sour cream alternative, dairy-free, almond and coconut base. Now here's the thing. I don't think that I have an allergen to coconut. My mom spoke about, well, I've heard that she is allergic to coconut. Yet, when I have attempted to eat coconut, I've just noticed that I didn't like the taste of coconut. But I think there was something, that may have been cashew milk. You know what, like, I don't think that I have an allergen to... I'm just gonna start plating this while y'all are watching. But I don't think that I have allergens to coconut. I think that because I can eat, I don't think it's an allergen to peanuts either, because I can eat boiled peanuts. But I can eat almond milk. I can eat almond milk. I can drink almond milk. But there was this ice cream, I believe, there was this ice cream that I believe was cashew milk. And when I ate the cashew milk ice cream, it just was not sitting right with my stomach. It was like, bitch, no. It was like, no, bitch. So, yeah. After that, I was just like, never again. But I hope that this coconut milk, I should be okay. Nacho Bel Grande, Cheesy Gordita Crunch, Taco, and Soft Taco. What matters more than anything is the taste test. Oh, let me get something to drink. All right, so now I think, not I think, but what matters most is the taste test. I did fix some naked mango smoothie juice, and I want to try this cheesy gordita crunch. And what I do have to say is that there isn't any Baja sauce on it. There wasn't a store that I seen had it where I was ordering it from. So let's try. And you can see where the cheese melts. That looks like something else. I am one of those people that will talk about that type of stuff while I'm eating, if I'm in a comfortable setting with friends. Now, let's try the nachos. I had this wonderful idea. I was wondering kind of see if I could set my phone up so that y'all could see better. And I wouldn't have to be doing that and talk to y'all. Let's see. I don't have one of those like smaller tripods. You know, sometimes equipment costs money, you guys. Not sometimes, but it just does. Now there we go. Let's see. Okay, that's a lot better. Now, they do have mild sauce. Hold on. There we go. There we go. So I did have the mild sauce, so I can probably try that as a sauce substitute for the cheesy gordita crunch. What I did notice about the cheesy gordita crunch is that the bread is kind of it's kind of like tough around the like top part of the bread. Oh, you see the cheese? Let's see. Something about plant-based foods is that when you start eating plant-based foods, you get accustomed to the taste of plant-based foods and like whole grain foods and stuff like that. This cheese pool is like something else. That is something that I really enjoy about that cheese. Oh, fun fact. I was looking at myself chewing in another video. I was like, girl, why are you chewing like that? But what I did notice about, I was about to say something else. Anyway, fun fact, at the age of 16, I was working at Taco Bell. It was actually my first job. Remember to interact with the video, like, comment, subscribe, share.